I see a lot of vintage Christmas ornaments. Oh, whoa. Welcome back. In this episode, I had to go to my storage unit to grab some more packing material because we've been selling a ton of pottery and other breakables. So we've been mowing through our packing supplies. While I was there, I decided to grab 2 more boxes. Our storage unit is so packed up, I had to grab 2 to the front, which is fine. But these are both marked McCoy and Roseville Pottery. So we're going to go through there and see what other pottery we got in these boxes. And let's get to it and show you what we got. Okay, here's all the stuff out of the first box. I went ahead and unwrapped everything and put it on the tailgate so you guys can see it. Figured I would spare you watching me unwrap stuff. We packaged everything very well. Once again, 0 breakage, which is phenomenal. I love it. So many beautiful pieces. I would just hate it if some of them broke. We've only lost a few at this point, which is better than could have been expected. But let's get into it. These first 2 pieces here, these are not McCoy or Roseville. These are actually made in Japan, but they're still cool little planters. This is a little swan planter. Has some crazing, a little discoloration, but it's probably from the 40s, would be my guess. This is a very cute donkey planter, pulling a cart. Has flowers on it. You see the donkey's face. This is also a made in Japan. I would say the same thing here. This is probably from the 40s, if I had to guess. This I've seen before. Maybe we've even sold this one before. This is a McCoy duck and egg planter. You can see on the bottom it says McCoy USA. Once again, I'm assuming this is probably from the 40s. What I'm going to do is, after I show you guys all the stuff, I'll show you some of the markings. I'll throw the comps in so you'll be able to see the pricing and the exact years, or close to the exact years all these pieces are from. This, another beautiful piece. It's flowers, got some crazing, but these pieces are old. They're all gonna have crazing. Now that looks like that says Weller. So I'll have to do some research on this. I'm not familiar with that. So that's not a McCoy or a Roseville, I don't think. It says Weller on the bottom. 2-handle vase. Now this definitely is a McCoy. It's got the flowers and leaves. 2-handle vase. I would say that's definitely also from the 40s. This is leaves and berries pattern. We may have actually sold this exact one already. A green basket McCoy piece. It says McCoy USA. And you know, the crazy thing about all this stuff, if you think about the time period most of these were being manufactured, which is between 1940 and 1950, most of them, the world was at war. So while a lot of people were off fighting the war, people back home were making pottery. Now this, we have 2 of these. The lid may be for this in my box. I didn't go through the paper really well, so I'm hoping I got the lid in there. I'm going to go through it again before I throw all the paper out. This is also a McCoy, I guess maybe a teapot? But here's the exact same one with the lid. No chips, no cracks. Also see the McCoy on the bottom. This, we sold a white one of these, I believe, for around $50 or $55. This is the heart vase McCoy piece. This is a pink one. But we, within the past 2 weeks, sold a white one of these, I believe, for around 50-ish. This is another beautiful McCoy piece. Pink, the flowers and leaves, 2-handle. It says made in the USA. And all the different versions of this McCoy stamp on the bottom represent different time periods. So that's one way you can kind of figure out the time period that this is from. Me, I cheat. I use the encyclopedia of McCoy pottery and look everything up so I can find the exact years on most stuff. Sometimes they have like, it'll be 1940s or something like that. So I'm assuming that means that maybe it was made for multiple years, not a specific year, or maybe the people just couldn't figure out the exact year. They just knew the window of time that it was made. But I use the encyclopedia of McCoy Pottery to find all this stuff. And when I can, in my listings, I put what page it's from, the year, all that stuff. So if someone wants to look it up, they can. This is another beautiful piece of McCoy Pottery. Has the looks like grapes and leaves pattern on it. You can see it also says McCoy USA, and see how that's a little different than the other one we just looked at. Like I said, those different stamps usually represent different time periods. Here's an aqua planter, also a McCoy USA, as you can see. Now this one, we sold one of these already, also not the blue, I don't believe. It's also another McCoy piece, the butterfly planter vase. Absolutely stunning planter. This won't be around long. When this gets listed, somebody will buy this within days, I bet. We have another piece of McCoy, also has a lot of crazy if you look at it, but like I said, all that's to be expected. No chips or cracks, which is wonderful. See the back there. I'm not familiar with this one, so I'll have to look this up in my encyclopedia. But like I said, I'll throw the comp up, and the comp will have the year and the price. This is a leaf basket. Looks like leaves and berries. Also has a lot of crazy, you can see, but that's expected. You see the McCoy symbol on the bottom. Beautiful piece. And now this, last but not least, from that first box, is a 2 frog planter, or could that be like that wouldn't be an ashtray. Like, I'm just looking at those little grooves there. This just has a number on the bottom. This says 042, so this may not be McCoy. I'm gonna have to do a little research, but once I get to the bottom of it, like I said, I'll post the comp to show you guys exactly what I found and what the value of the piece is. Very cool piece. It's hand painted. But that is the first box of pottery. It's hard to believe we got all that pottery in that one box and none of it broke. So yay us. That's one thing, you package as much stuff as we do, you actually get pretty good at packaging stuff. We've shipped some crazy things and had them not break. This Afghan was also in there, which this is not nothing. We'll sell this probably in our booth in town, you know, nothing crazy, but people buy these. 1970s Afghan. But anyway, let me get this cleared off and we'll start on the next box. Okay, I got box number 2 unwrapped and unloaded and on the tailgate. Zero breakage once again, which makes me so happy. All these pieces are very old, so anytime you lose one, it's like losing a piece of history. So I'm very happy that all of our stuff in these 2 boxes made it with no breakage. And you can see there's a lot of pottery in each of these boxes and a lot of very breakable pottery. It all made it safely. But anyway, let's get into it. This flower 2-handled vase, man, that has a number on the bottom, so I don't know if that's a McCoy piece. I'll have to do some research, but that is a beautiful vase. It has some crazing. This is definitely a McCoy piece. You can see the pine cone footed legs here. You see it says McCoy on the bottom. I think we may have sold this already. We may have sold one of these already, I think. I'll have to double check, but once again, I'm telling you, I'll go through and look at my collector's encyclopedia of McCoy pottery, and I'll post the dates, the years these were made, and I'll get the prices up. I'll post the comps with them as we go through it. I haven't washed these, so these are very dusty. Some of the other ones I had a chance to kind of rinse off a little bit. You see it also says McCoy on the bottom. Planter. This, we've already sold 2 of these, I believe, for $45 a piece. These are Nelson McCoy's little, I don't know if that's a quail or what kind of bird that is, but they're Nelson McCoy. Like I said, we sold 2 of them already, and they sold pretty fast, so I feel like that one will definitely not be around very long. This is another Nelson McCoy. You can see the NM USA, another Nelson McCoy piece. Because those are definitely from the 40s. Another McCoy planter. This, I have one of these. I have posted this as a McCoy piece as well. I'll have to change my quantity to quantity of 2, but just look at the dust. That's the thing, this guy had an amazing collection of pottery, but it was just sitting around collecting dust. Like, it was literally just everywhere, on the floor, on the pool table, collecting dust. So hopefully we can find these all great homes and they can be displayed like they deserve to be displayed. Another McCoy, but as you can see, this is different. It says made in the USA McCoy, so that'll be indicative of the time period. I'll look it up and I'll find out when I get into my collector's encyclopedia of McCoy pottery. This is a beautiful glazed planter, McCoy USA. Here's another one of the pine cone McCoy planters. A lot of crazing. Like I said, those are expected because of the age of the pottery. Another drip glazed planter, USA CP-1266. This is a gorgeous piece. This is a doe and a fawn planter, also McCoy USA. This is a bird dog planter, also McCoy USA. That looks like his tail is being glued back on. Yep. Unfortunately, that one was broken. We didn't do that. I'm surprised the tail didn't come off in transit, but someone had broke that and glued that back on. So that'll probably go in the booth, and that's unfortunate because that's a beautiful piece. This is another McCoy footed planter. This is another one of the situations where we have one of these listed, so I'm gonna have to change my quantity to 2. That's also a McCoy. This, we just literally shipped this out. Someone bought this exact same one, so this will be easy to find. Also a Nelson McCoy. You see the NM on the bottom, but we literally just sold this within the last week or 2. Another McCoy planter, leaves. See the McCoy on the bottom, but you can see how it's all, there are a lot of different ways it's stamped on there. This is a McCoy hanging basket. You can see where the chains would go. Beautiful piece. This, also a McCoy USA. These, I've seen these in all different sizes, but this is also a McCoy planter. It's got the saucer attached. See the drain. It says McCoy USA on the bottom. Grapes and leaves pattern. Pedestal planter vase. Also says McCoy on it. Zoom in there so you can see the grapes and the leaves. I am dripping sweat. We are back to being in the 90s. We had a little bit of a break, which was surprising in August, it had been cloudy. We'd been getting a lot of rain actually, so the temperature was actually in the 80s, mid 80s, which is still pretty warm, but not like it is now. It's probably 95, 96 degrees right now. And I'm out here doing this, but got to get this show on the road here, get this stuff listed. Another Nelson McCoy piece. You see the NM on the bottom, vase planter, some crazing, 2 handles, needs to be washed. It's got some stuff on it, but that'll come off. And last but not least, right, this just says USA on the bottom, so I don't know exactly what this is. This will take a little bit of research. It's kind of plain though. It's just a white vase with 2 handles. Also has some crazing. I'll have to do some research to figure out what that one is, but we'll get into it and see what we can figure out. Take a look at all these great McCoy pottery pieces in that last box. We also found another Afghan. So there's 2 Afghans from the 70s there. I was telling my wife we need to put these in our booth and hope one of these TV productions or movie productions comes through and is doing a period piece on the 70s. They came through and cleaned us out before for TV shows. It's awesome. And then you're like, hey, somehow we're a little bit of a part of this. You know, we've sold stuff to various shows, Hulu shows, movies. Pretty cool. In Wilmington, I don't know if you're familiar with Wilmington, but they have a lot of studios and stuff here, so they're always making TV shows and movies here. You'll see them set up all around town filming stuff. Netflix, Hulu, Screen Gems. But anyway, that's the haul for today. A lot of pottery to get cleaned up and get listed, but some beautiful pieces. As always, visit our store at coastalreselletherapy.com. The link will be posted in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.